Hello, everybody. This is Western Michigan University's main campus tour of an aviation student's perspective. My name is Dylan Mardoyan. I am a junior, currently double majoring in aviation flight science and aviation management and operations. And I am currently flying to work on my instrument rating. I'm also an aviation ambassador with the College of Aviation.
Hi, everyone. My name is Matthew Eastock. I'm an aviation ambassador. I'm a junior currently working on my commercial single engine rating, as well as a double major with aviation flight science and aviation management and operations. Today, like Dylan said, we're going to be giving you a tour of main campus from an aviation student's perspective, because there's some certain things about main campus that are very different from the airport, but are just as important for your experience here at Western.
And to begin with, we're going to start out with showing you guys Henry Hall, which is the aviation learning community dorm on campus. And there in the background there, that's going to be Henry Hall. So Henry Hall, like I said, is an aviation learning community dorm on campus, meaning that it is a dorm specialized for concentrating the 85% of incoming freshman aviation students that choose Henry Hall. And since we have this large influx of students that are aviation, we decided to make a dorm for them, all for aviation students, which I think is pretty neat. Couple of cool aspects about Henry Hall. Henry Hall is connected to the Burnheart Center via what we call the food tube. Down to the back of Henry Hall down here, it's a glass hallway that leads right to the Burnheart Dining Center, Bigelow Dining Center. So that's very convenient in the winter months. You don't have to get all bundled up to go get some breakfast in the morning. You can just walk on down the glass hallway and there you are. Another cool thing about Henry Hall is that there's a lot of aviation RSOs, registered student organizations, that centralize their activities around Henry Hall. Just a couple to name off, AHP, which is Alpha Eta Rho's professional business aviation fraternity, and Women in Aviation kind of centralize their activities around Henry Hall because we want to involve those freshman students to kind of get involved in those aviation community experiences, especially with these groups. And we kind of we show posters and stuff like that inside Henry Hall to kind of showcase to those students, hey, this is an option for you to join us.
Another thing that Henry Hall has that really brings that sense of community out is the fact that the Aviation House has 2 learning community assistants within them. The learning community assistants are there to help you academically while you're living in Henry Hall. They have study hours. You can go and email them or just knock on their door if you have a question. They're there to help you and make sure that you understand the material that you're going through.
Exactly, yeah. So studies have shown that students do have a higher GPA if they live in a learning community for their major. And it's really nice having those introduction aviation classes through all of our 3 majors: aviation flight science, aviation management, and aviation technical operations. You're going to see all 3 majors in those beginning classes, and all 3 majors live in Henry Hall. So you're going to meet other people from those other 2 majors, whatever major is yours. So I think that's a really cool aspect of Henry Hall too. Last thing we want to talk about Henry Hall is kind of its location. It's centrally located in the middle of campus, which is very convenient for our students. The farthest walk I had to class was around 5 minutes, and my shortest walk was just to the building next door, less than a minute. So it's very conveniently located. Next, we're going to show you guys the inside of the Burnheart Center, which is the main kind of building around campus that kind of centralizes a lot of the meetings for the aviation student organizations. For instance, I am the Initiate Member Master for AHP, which is Alpha Eta Rho's professional business aviation fraternity. These doors in the background here, that's kind of where we hold our meetings. A lot of the other aviation registered student organizations have meetings in in the Burnheart Center. And with Henry Hall being connected to the Burnheart Center, those incoming aviation students that live in Henry, that are aviation students, and they're involved in these registered student organizations, they can easily walk right to the building next door via the glass hallway from the back of Henry Hall into the Burnheart Center. So it's very conveniently located with that aspect as well.
And beyond just regular meetings that these RSOs have, throughout the year, there are a bunch of special events that happen in the Burnheart Center. For example, National Gay Pilots Association's chapter for Western Michigan University holds their annual Flight Deck Pride in the ballroom, as well as an annual career fair is held here. So a bunch of airlines are going to come out. You get the opportunity to give them your resume, business card, get to talk with them a little bit more, find out more about an airline that you might be flying for one day.
Also, cool little thing about the Burnheart Center in the back there. There's also a really convenient market that you can use your Bronco dining dollars for too. Next, we're going to move on to Sangren Plaza. So what's really cool about Sangren Plaza is that it's kind of the main area for campus. It's a long grassy knoll, so to speak. It's really nice for just especially in the spring and summer months, the beginning and end of the year. It's really cool to go outside, kind of lay on the grass and just study with your friends. Picture now is Sangren Hall. With those other registered student organizations, Women in Aviation, which Matt is the vice president for. He has the meetings there. He can talk a little bit more about that.
Sangren Hall is the home right now for Women in Aviation's biweekly meetings. It's another great facility on campus. You're probably going to have some of your essential studies courses here. For example, Dylan, I know you took psychology in Sangren. It's a nice modern facility with great lecture halls. Another thing that's hosted in Sangren is going to be airlines when they have presentations on campus. For example, once a semester we have Delta Day, where Delta Airlines will come out and give a big presentation to our students, and that's usually held in one of the largest lecture halls on campus because of how many students want to go to that. This past semester, when Delta was out, they even gave a lesson on international flight planning. So it's just one of the unique opportunities that we have in a very good facility.
And with the addition to Delta having their Delta Days, United Aviate, which is our new program that we started out in the last year here, they're most likely going to have these mentor meetings as well in Sangren Hall. And a lot of other, especially regional and other airlines, come out to us and they want to showcase to us and they want to kind of like show what their airline or company is all about. And they have meetings inside of Sangren Hall as well. So it's very conveniently located as well, because Henry Hall is right next to it on the other side of it. So that's a really nice aspect of Sangren Hall there. Another big thing with kind of the Sangren Plaza area is Bronco Bash. The Bronco Bash is a very large, it's at the beginning of the year, a very large event that we showcase our over 400 student organizations for you to join, anywhere from fraternities, sororities, to like we talked about the aviation registered student organizations, or to really some wacky clubs like Humans versus Zombies for Nerf guns, or squirrel watching, you name it. And we have an organization for now, over 400. So it's really cool that we have a lot of these options, even just around Henry Hall. Like I said, Henry Hall is centrally located, and it's really nice that we have these aspects that close to where you're living your first year, or maybe more than your first year. So that's pretty cool. From there, we're going. Go ahead, man.
One other thing we have with Bronco Bash that's really nice, this is your first introduction to a lot of these organizations. This is held the first week of school before classes get started. So you're going to really get the chance to go out and explore. You don't have to worry about studying for a big test. Classes haven't started yet. So really, when Bronco Bash rolls around, enjoy it, especially since it's at the end of fall welcome.
All right, now we're going to move on to Schneider Hall, which we're going to showcase the aviation management and operations classes. Matt, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, definitely. So Schneider Hall is part of the Hayworth College of Business for Western Michigan University, separate college from the College of Aviation. However, we work very closely with them for our aviation management operations major. Because of this, you're going to be taking some of your classes here, including accounting, marketing, and financing. All majors will have classes here at some point, and Sangren Hall, it's another nice modern facility that you're going to get the chance to make a lot of friends and do a lot of cool things here. The facility is even actually designed to emulate what an office feels like. So for those management majors out here, you're going to feel just at home in a conference room as soon as you graduate.
All right, cool. Matt, if you want to continue talking about the Lee Honors College.
Another opportunity that's unique to Western's College of Aviation is we have an honors college. through the Lee Honors College. Through the Lee Honors College, you get the opportunity to do something called a honors thesis. I actually am an honors Bronco, currently working on my thesis. Since I'm a management operations major, it's currently focused on how I can incentivize travelers to use public transportation at airports. So it's just a great opportunity. In addition, you also get priority registration, you get special Lee Honors College events, and you get travel through the Lee Honors College for study abroad experiences, as well as their metropolitan series. So you can go to like Chicago and tour museums, or go up to Grand Rapids and see the Meyer Gardens. It's a really cool opportunity there.
All right, cool. We're going to move on to our Waldo Library. So here at Waldo Library is where we kind of centralize some of our aviation RSO's study meetings. One example is the Organization for Black Aerospace Professionals, OBAP. There they have study sessions, I believe they're weekly, and they kind of bring together the aviation RSO and kind of help them out in different aspects of their classes. So it's really helpful that we have this, the library on campus of this large of a caliber of a library, something you would see from a Big Ten school, but we have this on Western's campus. So it's really cool that we have something like this at our disposal.
Something else that you have in the library that's very helpful is there is a dedicated aviation librarian. If you have any questions, you have a research project coming up, you can go and ask them any questions you have.
I know plenty of times I've went to go see the aviation librarian when I was taking my technical communications class, writing my research paper. All right, from there, we're going to move on to Miller Fountain, Miller Plaza. So here at Miller Plaza, we're going to, let me scoot around here. We're going to talk about Sproul Tower. So the cool thing about Sproul Tower is that on the 10th floor, there's a study floor, which is really cool. They got a bunch of desk and lounge chairs that students can use just to relax or like study. And it's got pretty good views too from the 10th floor of that building. Over here, we have the music hall and the Richmond Center for Visual Arts. What's really cool about these two buildings is that it kind of showcases what others majors that aviation majors can double major in or possibly minor in. A couple of examples is that we've had students in the past double major in aviation flight science, which is our professional pilot degree, and dance. So two completely different kinds of majors. But a lot of other students also get involved in certain kind of bands on campus as well. Me and a couple of other aviation ambassadors are actually involved in the concert band. So we'd actually go to Dalton Music Hall right here and go to concert band weekly, which is really cool. We have plenty of majors do a lot of music minors as well.
It's a lot of fun there. And if you turn around a little bit, Dylan, one thing that also sets us apart from most other aviation colleges is the fact that we have Miller Auditorium, for which Miller Plaza is named. Miller Auditorium is a major regional auditorium. We get plenty of Broadway musicals here, including The Lion King and Blue Man Group. So since it's located pretty much directly between Detroit and Chicago, we get a good showing annually. Also located in front of Miller Auditorium, you have some trees there. Best hammock spot on campus, located right next to the scenic Miller Fountain, which is usually people's favorite fountain on campus. Kind of has almost a water show feature with it. It's really nice. Overall, it's a really great area to go study. Anywhere in the Miller Plaza area, there's plenty of study lounges available, from Brown Hall, Richmond Center for Visual Arts, and as Dylan mentioned before, the top of Sproul Tower.
Cool thing about the Miller Fountain too, it's sad when they turn it off at the end of the fall, but it's really cool when they turn it back on because that means spring's around the corner. So that's really cool. All right, next I'm going to show you a picture of Korman Hall. So Korman Hall is the main campus building for the aviation advising. Here you can go see our aviation advisors. We have two really great advisors, Sharon Van Dyken and Betty Lutwig. They help us a lot with scheduling for classes, what kind of classes I should take. It's really cool that we have advisors that are this knowledgeable and that have been here for this long. Kind of like specialize in this counseling deal, especially for aviation. They know what kind of classes to take when, and they're really helpful.
Another thing that you'll get in Korman Hall is going to be some of your introductory level aviation classes, such as Introduction to Aviation, Intro to Airframes, and Intro to Aircraft Power Plants.
Yes, but after you get those intro classes, you're going to move on now to the airport to our new Aviation Education Center. We can talk more about that and the tours you set up individually with us later. We'll talk more about that info later. All right, we're going to move on toward Bronco Athletics, which is our stadium. So what's really cool about the stadium here, it's a really nice stadium. It's in a little valley, which I think is pretty neat. And also, it's kind of the home base for our football, soccer, and Bronco marching band. Myself, I've been a Bronco marching band member since freshman year, and it's a really great registered student organization that you can join if you're really interested in continuing your instrument into college, especially with marching band. We have a marching band of over 280 members and growing, which is pretty cool. We've definitely gotten more throughout the years, and that's really great for aviation students to kind of spread their wings, so to speak. When they join the Bronco marching band, you can meet people of so many other majors. It's literally anybody from main campus, and we even have people from Kalamazoo Valley Community College and the college right next door, Kalamazoo College, join the marching band. So you get a really cool aspect of meeting so many different kinds of people from different backgrounds, different majors. So I think it's a really great organization to join if you're really interested in continuing marching and playing your instrument in the college experience.
Another thing that you get from the Bronco Marching Band is possibly the ability to travel with the band.
That's right.
One thing that's very unique to Western Michigan University's College of Aviation is the fact that we are one of the few major aviation colleges to have Division I NCAA athletics. Our football team has been pretty famous for a while now. Back in 2016, we went to the Cotton Bowl and played Wisconsin. Our marching band got to go travel with that.
Yep.
So if you want to come to Western for aviation, don't think you have to give up your dream of playing D1 athletics. In my aviation power plants lab, for example, my lab partner was actually on our hockey team. So there's plenty of opportunities to go have fun there. Our hockey experience is world-renowned. We get a lot of fun playing basketball games in the zoo, not to mention our student recreation center, full-size gym, one of the largest in the MAC conference. So there's plenty of opportunities out there for you.
And don't think that you don't have time for it, because if you know how to structure your time right, you're going to have time for it, especially with the Bronco marching band, in my opinion. All right, next we're going to show you our hangar and wrap things up here.
So this hangar here is home to all 28 of our Cirrus SR-20 aircrafts. One you can see right in front of us there. It's part of our airport facility out at Battle Creek Executive Airport at W.K. Kellogg Field. Also out there is going to be our new Aviation Education Center. This is a very major expansion for us to increase our education opportunities. We're going from about 4 classrooms and 15,000 square feet to over 60,000 square feet with 10 classrooms. New study spaces, student lounge, new simulator bay, a paint hangar, a cafe. Overall, it's just a really good show that we're caring about our students.
And another cool thing to kind of tie in with main campus is that in the back of the Lee Honors College, if we go back here, there's going to be our bus stop that transports our students around campus, around Kalamazoo, and to the airport as well. What's really nice about the bus for the airport leaves at the top of every hour from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So it's really useful for our students if someone does not have a car on campus.
That pretty much wraps up our tour of main campus from an aviation student's perspective. If you have any questions, or if you would like to set up a virtual meeting with some members of the College of Aviation, including faculty and students, you can send an email to tom.thinnes@wmich.edu. That's tom.thinnes@wmich.edu.
There we can go way more in depth, especially with the aviation aspect for your personal major that you are interested in. And we can give around 1 hour to 2 hour tours. Any kind of questions you have, we'll definitely get those questions answered for you. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining our main campus tour of an aviation student's perspective. My name's Dylan. This is Matt. And thank you, guys. Appreciate it.